or as a virtual runner or a volunteer. So let me just go ahead. I want to give you just the highlights so that everyone is on the same page and we all understand what this is. The Hartford Marathon Foundation, which if you don't know about us, we produce the ING Hartford Marathon. We also produce 50 other events throughout the state of Connecticut and Rhode Island on an annual basis. This is what we do every day. We have a terrific team of a very small staff of 13 people, and this is what we do every day, is produce events like we're doing. We don't normally produce something this big other than the marathon, which last year had 17,000 people. So we are comfortable doing an event of this magnitude. We usually take about a year to plan it as opposed to 6 weeks. But we've donated all our resources to produce this Sandy Hook Run for the Families on March 23rd in downtown Hartford. 100% of the registration fees, and every runner and walker and child participating in the race will pay an entry fee to be a part of this. Every penny that they donate or they give to participate will go to the Sandy Hook School Support Fund. That's administered by the United Way of Western Connecticut in partnership with Newtown Savings Bank. They have a committee of local Newtown residents that are convening to decide the best use of the funds that are being raised. We have nothing to do with that, but they are getting 100% of the proceeds. At this point right now, we have almost $200,000 that will be given them. So that will certainly grow, but that's a pretty hefty amount. The Sandy Hook Run for the Families was relocated to Hartford just last week from Danbury to accommodate more participants. We simply outgrew the city of Danbury. They can't accommodate the size this is going to be. We don't want to turn anyone away from participating, and that is why it was moved. Instead of capping it, we decided to move it. We also had full, open-arm, embracing support from Mayor Segarra, the City of Hartford, and especially the Hartford Police Department, wherever they are, where they are over there. Deputy Chief Long and Lieutenant Medford just are giddy with excitement on how big this is going to be. So, the event will begin at 10 a.m. with a kids run for kids ages 2 to 11. The 5K, which happens right after the kids event, is open to runners and walkers of all abilities. Strollers, meaning baby strollers, are welcome. Registration is at our website, which is hartfordmarathon.com. For those who would like to participate but are unable to attend in person, we've set up a virtual runner registration. Basically, they pay the same exact amount of money. We send them in the mail their t-shirt and their race bib, and they run wherever they are on March 23rd. We currently have about 500 virtual runners registered, and we have groups forming in San Francisco, Omaha, Nebraska, Austin, Texas, and other locations. They just keep popping up and they're forming groups. So we expect that to be big. Again, every penny that they donate will be donated to the Sandy Hook School Support Fund. We also are taking our donations just in general for the support fund. Again, that's up on our website, hartfordmarathon.com. We also are making the day a very special tribute to first responders, both first responders from Newtown and first responders from everywhere. Any first responder that is attending the event, first of all, pays a discounted entry fee, and we have a special tribute breakfast that we're hosting for them and their families prior to the event. It'll be I think it's an 8 o'clock or 8:30 breakfast, and then they will come and join us for the run, and then we will also be doing a special tribute to them with a gift for them and a tribute at the start of the race, just to thank them for the service that they provide. Unfortunately, the Hartford Police Department will be working during the tribute, but we will save you a donut. Race activities following the race will include activities for children, refreshments, and course entertainment. So far, we have 7 high school marching bands coming to participate, and we have invitations out to the Travelers Chorale with a choir of over 100 participants, singers, and a couple of other chorales. The high school bands so far that are coming all represent the high schools of the teachers and the principal from Newtown. It's their high schools who are coming to participate. We We also have the Newtown High Jazz Band coming as part of our starting ceremony. To switch that. This idea began with two friends. Never underestimate what individuals can do to change the world. Indeed, it's the only way. Katie, Blake, and Matt Marcella, who I have to give a shout out to, they started this as a grassroots effort. We took over the event because we can accommodate more people, but we share their same vision and purpose of creating this opportunity for people across Connecticut and across the world to come together to honor Sandy Hook and Newtown. So you can follow our Facebook page, which is HMF Events, or of course our website, and as details are made public, we will be sharing them there. So that's kind of the highlight of the program. Now I'll just tell you how this is really impacting downtown Hartford. The map you're looking at here is how we are going to be marshaling and staging what could be, at this point we're saying 12,000, could be 15,000 people, and getting them all into Hartford they'll all be coming in within the same hour, and then they'll all be trying to get to the start of the race within the same half hour. So that's something that has to be orchestrated very carefully. We have two locations where once they come into Hartford, where we're sending the people to participate. And excuse me if I'm showing your property and we haven't asked permission yet. We will ask permission, and we will provide insurance. But so far, these are our plans. So excuse me if I'm too bold. We have the XL Center, where we will be sending all individual registrants to pick up their race bib and their t-shirt. They're all coming into the XL Center. Right now, that represents about 6,000 people right now that are going into that facility. The other one down on Constitution Plaza, that's where I don't think we've asked permission yet, but we've promised we will. Constitution Plaza, that's where we're sending anybody on a team. Right now we have 500 teams registered for the event, with them as large as 500 members of one team. So it's a lot of people. So right now we're talking about I think about 2,500 or 3,000 people that we're going to be sending to Constitution Plaza. So they're being sent to two different areas. From there, then, they're going to be walking into the starting area. The start is right in front of the old State House on Main Street, and it's going to be heading south. So we're queuing them up from beyond Church Street down to the old State House. And we'll be sending them through different side streets, depending on how fast they're going to finish the race, so that hopefully they will be compassionate, because that's the, and line up according and honestly, and line up in the way that they think they'll finish the race. We have the fastest people coming down Pearl Street to get to the start, then Asylum for a certain finish time, Pratt Street and Church Street. And then on the opposite side, for all the team people, we are doing the same thing, so that we are hopefully doing this in a way that lines people up in a way that they will not trample each other once we do start the race. The race, then, you can go to the next slide. That is the start of, we will have start stage in front of the old State House, bleachers on either side for the bands and the choirs that will be participating in the start. You can go to the next one. This is the course route itself, and thanks to our technical director, Josh Miller, and the Hartford Police Department for making this happen. We start on Main Street for the old State House. We turn west on Buckingham, go around slightly on Washington to Capitol Avenue, and then head west on Capitol, turn north on Laurel Street, and east on Farmington Avenue, down to meet up with Asylum, 4th Street under the arch. The finish of this race is exactly the same as it is for the ING Hartford Marathon, and we will then dump all these people out. They will be fenced in, and we'll dump them out on Elm Street and into Bushnell Park. So that's that race. The next race is the Kids Fun Run. The kids race goes off at 10 a.m. Right now we have 600 kids registered, so we will have over 1,000 kids. When you have 1,000 kids, you have 2,000 parents with those kids. So we're going to be, and the 2,000 parents are 10 times more work than the 1,000 kids. But we are going to be corralling them and running them off in waves of about 100 kids each. They can do a half mile or a mile. And here's our, it's a loop, and they're going to do 2 loops. If it's a mile, half mile does 1 loop. And it's Pearl Street, where the start is. They come around Jewel Street and then back up Trumbull Street. We are going to have corrals, or pens, perhaps, if you want to call them that, on the west side of Trumbull Street, and that's how we're going to be staging all the kids. So that's our kids run. That goes off at 10, then the 5K goes off at 10:30, and believe it or not, we will get 1,000 kids done with their run within that 30-minute period of time. We'll go to the next one. So that's kind of the broad picture of the event, and here's how you can help, and here's how you can perhaps suggest to others that they help. First of all, become a sponsor, if you're able. If you would help us and become a sponsor. Both financial contributions and in-kind donations are needed to stage the event. As I said, HMF, we're a nonprofit, we're a small nonprofit organization. We've donated 100% of our resources to put this event on. We need to recoup our out-of-pocket expenses. At this stage, those expenses are just a little shy of $60,000, and I think we're at about